Hi, I'm Dr. Chad, owner of Better Life Family Chiropractic, and I want to be the first to say how excited I am that you have scheduled your initial prenatal appointment to come see us here. As you've probably found out since you've scheduled this appointment already, that my biggest passion in practice is helping women have the best birth possible so that your baby can have the best start to life possible. And so there's a few things I want you to know before you come in. The first thing is, as you know, you need to get a baby through your pelvis. And so one of the biggest things that we find, and I'm going to say up to 60+% of women who come in, their pelvises are twisted and out of place. So a few things that we do need to know is, one is that the pelvis needs to be in place. If you look at this is nice and even here. A common thing that I'll see is that the pelvis is twisted. So you can see how the shape of the opening goes from here to here, here to here. You know, which one do you want to get a baby through? Yeah, you can fit a round peg through an oval hole, but it makes it a little more difficult. So we need to make sure that you are nice and balanced here and that there's no twist. We also need to make sure that these joints back here, these are called the sacroiliac joints. We call them the SI joints for short. We need to make sure that this is moving as freely and smoothly as possible. If you can see this here, when I rotate the sacrum this way, it makes the opening here smaller. When I rotate it this way, it makes that opening at the pelvic entrance larger, but the outlet gets smaller. And so as the baby's coming through, your sacrum needs to be able to articulate forward, articulate back, articulate forward as the baby starts coming through. If these joints are stuck, and I'm going to tell you in 10 years of practice, I can count on one hand how many adults have come in whose pelvises and sacrums move properly, and that just comes with how we live here in America these days. We're sitting all the time, it's jamming the sacrum, so that's not moving right. But this is key to your most successful birth. So the things we're going to be looking at is the joints, making sure this is working right. We also need to make sure the spine is working right. This is up here, our brain. That's our master control system. Controls and coordinates everything, talks down through the spinal cord, and it's regulating the uterus, regulating your hormones, regulating all of that. So we need to make sure that everything, even on that neurologic level, is working right. And so just like puzzle piece, you know, the better the pelvis is lined up, the better the baby's lined up. So just like a puzzle piece, we're 5 degrees off, doesn't quite fit. So we just have to shift a little bit. That makes that difference. So in the birth of your baby, that can make a huge difference if that baby's just slightly off. Now, baby's position is largely determined by what's happening with the pelvis. So this is how I can help breech babies, transverse babies, things like that. Because if your pelvis is out of place, baby's out of place. How do we get baby back in place? We put your pelvis back in place and then baby turns. 85-90% of the time, I'm getting breech and transverse babies to go head down again. And so that's key for your birth. And again, even if they're just slightly off, off is off. And then if that pelvis isn't working right, just like this toy that everybody's going to get to know soon, if this is your first baby, you know, if something's stuck in here, this doesn't quite open up right to get those pieces back out. But if everything's moving freely, boom, toy opens up, and the puzzle piece comes out. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at joints. We're going to be looking at muscles. So sometimes some of the muscles in the abdomen, in the pelvic floor, in the glutes, all of those things that are attached to the pelvis can affect that. So we need to check not only the joints, but we're going to check the muscles that attach to the joint, to the pelvis, and hold it in place. We also need to check the ligaments. There's ligaments that attach those are the straps that attach bone to bone. They go across here, they go across here. We know the round ligaments. That's a common thing that we'll see during pregnancy is discomfort in the round ligaments. They attach to the pelvis right along here and up to the uterus. If something's out of place here, that's going to pull on that and create that tension in there, which can ultimately put baby in the wrong position, which makes things more difficult for you. All right, well, I am so excited to see you soon. We're going to figure out exactly what's going on. We're going to go deep into history, see what's happening there, what are some of the aspects that may be lending to whatever your condition is, whether it's back pain, headaches, things like that, or even if you're just coming in for a well check and make sure everything looks right. We can help you with that as well. And so we look forward to seeing you very soon. If you have to change anything with your appointment, make sure you give us a call, 464-0444, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks.